I came to Abu Galum 21 years ago, 1997. Now, I love this place. I just came to spend holidays all the time here. And yeah, well, the last holiday, it was forever. It was until now. When I came before 51 years ago, there was like a lot of tourists without huts, and many people came from Israel, Italy, Europe to dive here. And then suddenly there was nobody from 2006 on until 2011. Then it was a lot of people again. There was no huts. It was very primitive, like very, very primitive. And when we came, me and Francesca, 2011, we started to make the place. We made this from goats. This place you have been in now, it was goats barn, chickens and so on. And it was very, very dirty, but from the beginning the idea was to collect the rubbish. And to collect the goat's shit, which was in, to plant over it, to make it like fertilizing the ground and to plant. And then we start to collect the rubbish everywhere. It was like, because it was abandoned, it was a lot of rubbish we can use. So we did this. In the beginning I was fishing, and we eat fish and rice and so on. And later we start to have a camel, so it was easier for transportation. And yeah, well, we get from Dahab, from Nueva. Now we are building a self-sustainable system. So you can say like I have like 60% out of what we have is out of nature, out of what we plant, what we fish, and the electricity, it's our solar system, the well, the water well, it's for us, for the toilet and for the kitchen. It's a salty water a bit, and the sweet water we get from the mountain. And the first camel we had, he built our camel. We could take everything on him. Of course, they have a big role, yes, and of course, with a self-sustainable system, you need to have animals to fertilize the soil which you are planting. This is the first thing. And later on, you can take the goat's milk and make cheese. You can ride the camel and go to Nueva. You can. It's a big. Everything is in one circle. We need everything. Need us, and we need it. We are all together in one. But now they became 11 camels, and I have a pregnant female, Sinai. So I'm expecting, inshallah, 12, 20 goats, 2 chickens, 1 cat, 1 dog. Me and Francesca. It's not like a business. It's not like we are not making a business out of nature. Guest, it's literally guest. He is a guest here, and the money he leave, he supported the place with. This is the idea of the camp. It's hard work. It is not easy. This is what we have like since 8 years now, and we love it. It's what we do. We love it. It's hard work, but we can do it because we love it. I can see only it's hard work when I have volunteers. Like they don't know what they are coming to do, and then in like 2 days they are very like tired, and I start to realize, yes, it is hard. It's not easy, but for us it's a like daily thing. So it's.
I came here from 4 to 5 years ago, and Yeah, and I came here like by totally coincidence. Okay, and I started. First time I came here, I came as a guest, and it was like a very good experience. Like it was my first connection with the nature without like the first escaping from the city. It was here, and then I started to come as a volunteer, and it was hard for me for the first time. I didn't get the hard work they used to do here. I thought it's easy thing to be living in nature, but actually it's not. But the first time, yeah, it was hard, and then I started to get how to live the life, not the city life, the real life, like in nature, and do this stuff, and the people who live in the desert do. And it totally changed my life and totally changed my perspective of life. As a volunteer in this camp in Peaceland, you wake up at 6 a.m. and then the first thing we take care of the camp, make it clean, and then we go feed the animals, all of the goats and the camels and everything, and then we have a cup of coffee, and then we eat breakfast after we feed the animals. If there's like a camel strip, we do it. If sometimes we build huts, and in the middle of the day I have like a free time to do my training, if it's capoeira, if it's yoga. And sometimes I go to swim and snorkel and see the reefs inside the sea. And at the night we usually go and play music at Jayo Tribe with Rafat and Sharif and like the people in the camp.
One day we were hovering around Sinai doing festivals, and we had a festival in Nueva, the north. After the festival we decided to do something like to chill, because the festival was so much vibrant. So we decided to hike towards the south, which is towards Abu Galum. And then that's what we did. We hiked 50 kilometers and then we arrived here in Abu Galum. It was nighttime, couldn't see anything. It felt like an aftermath. All I see is like these shacks everywhere, but couldn't really see any details. It was only silhouettes. And then we stayed over, we slept, we put the dome, and then it was very nice. It was empty by then, like there was only 3 camps in it, few people living, like fewer than 15 people living here. The idea was in the beginning was to like start something like a community of people who will be living here, and the further vision was to make it self-sustained, start planting, having animals, and like not necessarily totally self-sustained, but as much as possible, so that we minimize the interaction with the industries, and like the dynamics was and still runs on volunteer-based. Like this is the human resource for the place, and the monetary system is basically contribution-based. So like everybody who comes experiences the place, likes it, and if they feel like they want to support it for it to sustain, some people contribute with money, some people contribute with their efforts, but in the end it's contribution based, volunteer based, and it's a space. Like we were lucky to find a person, that Bedouin guy, who would offer the space for us to do whatever we feel like doing with it, and that so we wanted to share that space with other people who might be also looking for a space. They have the ideas, they have things they want to do, but they cannot find the space to do it. So we decided to share it with people. Whoever wants to do whatever project they feel like doing and they cannot find the place for it. So
For the moment.
the water usually we get it from wells, from the mountains. There's several wells. By cars, like a car goes with a tank, it fills it, and then it comes to us and fills our tank. There's another well that is closer, but more salty. This we use for the toilets or any other thing for like cleaning, but not for drinking, like with other supplies. Anything we need, we have to either get it with a boat or with a car, because there's nothing here that supplies. We like to usually we gather, like we don't throw the trash that we think it could be upcycled or recycled. So usually we gather it so that whenever we feel like doing something out of it, recycle it, upcycle it, do something practical with it, then that's what we do. We have some tools as well for that to happen. As well as like music all the time. We have our instruments, and we always look forward to get more and more instruments so that more and more music happens. And we always keep paint around. If somebody feels like painting something, art, we try to supply the material, keep it abundant. It could be more artistic. Like if the things are around you, the guitar is next to you, probably at some point you'll grab it and play some music. If the paint is next to you, probably the same thing would happen.
I arrived to Sinai 3 years ago, and I was looking for peace in a land that was supposed to be in war. And I discovered the water, and I dedicated to water since then. And so Abu Galum was like, I was seeing 3 stages in Egypt, no? Like the craziness of Cairo, which is, I don't know, 20-something million people, and then the next is Dahab, which is only 5,000 people, and then is Abu Galum, which is 40. So it was like layers of society, and you are disconnecting. And so the way I hear about Abu Galum, it was just from the locals, no? They were saying it's a perfect place of escape and a place to connect with the land and to connect with the silence. I do a lot. I get lost in the desert, or I climb with peaks, or stay in the water. I remember, I don't know, with a very good friend of mine, we built like a solar cooker. So we used to put just the vegetables inside the solar cooker, go inside the water, free dive for 2 hours, come back, and the meal was ready. And then just eat it and read and contemplate. I don't know. I think here is where I really learn about what means contemplation. To stay just staring at the ocean, and then the answers come. No?
like several times. Like every time I go back to Cairo, a group of friends, where have you been? Galum, what's up Galum? Let's go check it out. We built this thing together.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. And we were like typical brothers until what? Until he finished. I graduated and I lived in Sinai before I came here. I lived in Nueva for a year. He was doing his army service. And until this point, we were just typical brothers. We fight, we split, and we were different. We were totally different. But then we met after desert. It was a long time without seeing each other. And then we met and came here to Nueva and we connected. It was like, yeah, we have all of these commonalities, and then we became, I think, beautiful place.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we first came, it was there was no electricity as often. There was no running water. We used to operate the toilet from the seawater. Like every day you go wash your face in the sea, you grab your bucket and go to the toilet. The electricity is generated. It's a place of power. I don't know. There's always change, and I don't believe in permanence. So, I don't know. I'm here now. I don't know what would it be if I want to say something to someone who has never been here.
Yeah.
It's an interesting place. One of the interesting places on the planet. Which there are many, but I think this still have something primitive about it, and I think that's a very good thing. We need some of this to put things in perspective. In the cities we take everything for granted, and we miss this. How I see this place, it's a space, not a physical space. It's a space for people to express, to be themselves. And I think art has a music expression is a big part of it.
So the first time I came here was maybe about 20 years ago, in the 2000s, or 18 years ago, and it was totally different. It was very small huts, and it was super primitive, and I really fell in love with the place. And then I only came back maybe 3 years ago. Again, I was going more to Nueva in this area, and when I started to connect with Dahab 3 years ago, I used to come a lot in the summer. So I used to stay and come here for a few days. I used to stay more at Ayman and Francesca in the beginning. And And then when I met the Refa brother, I fell in love with the place and the energy and the vibe, and I started to come more to experience this like communal feeling of sharing things, of helping out, of being part of something very nice. And I love it. Every time I come here, it takes me about a day to sink in, even when I come from Dahab, which is supposedly more relaxed. And then what I love here is that you start to feel like your senses get very sharp, and you start to like hear better, smell better, taste better. Everything becomes super enriched. And wow, the meditations here are always amazing because you really see very good. And I would love to be here for longer time sometime. Stay like 1 month altogether. I never did it here, maximum like 10 days. 1 week maximum. Because I'm in Dahab, so I have things to do. I come and go. I love going into the mountains here in Bir Alda. It's my favorite spot. So when I come here, I usually do 2-3 days in the mountains, and then I come down here for 3 days.
To describe Peaceland,
Yeah.
it's my baby.
Nice. That's it.
Interesting. One word to describe Jeju. Thinking of so many words, but cannot like find one word that would describe. I think it would be I would say space. Not a physical space, it's a space.
Life. Yeah, I'd call it life.
Wonder.
Wonder?
I don't know, but like the collective, collaborative, something along the lines. What?
Harmony.
And wow, it's just a mixture of everything. You have the sea, you have the mountains, you have wildlife in the sea. If you go deep into the mountains, you start to see some trees and things. So it's a beautiful place. And if you don't come here and you're able to like fly out of the city energy and go off grid and break through that Babylon fabric, it's important to do it.
Okay. Thank you.
And we lack this in Egypt. Like we don't have spaces, we don't have public spaces. Cairo's crazy.
Yeah.
Cairo in our small apartment when we do the gatherings and music parties and you find how people react differently just having this small space to be. And I think this is a beautiful space to be.
You want to add something?
You should visit Abu Galum. It's a really good place, as you can see.
here.